around 7. Lackey just got racked. Beckett had a nice outing against Tampa, but he didn't have a great outing against the Yankees. So all 3 of them have struggled early. So once these 3 start to get into a groove, I think it's going to take a little bit less pressure off of the lineup. And I guess if I had to pick one guy in the lineup that has to make a difference, I think it has to be Ortiz.
Yeah. All right.
It has to be Ortiz. Let's face it. Like you said, the guy had a great second half last year, but I think he's on a shorter leash this year than he was last year.
Me too. Well, you know what? This is our good friend Steve Capozito from North Reading. We want to thank him for coming out talking Red Sox tonight. We'll be coming right back at you in a few minutes.
We're back at Sports Fun Around. I'm Darren Svensson, co-host Jay Conley. We just had Steve Capozzuto of North Reading talking some Sox talk. Pretty insightful guest. I like that. I like tonight's show, how we get a lineup with guests everywhere.
Oh, you know what? We have our very own Randy McDougal talking football in the draft. And here he is.
There he is.
The man, the legend. Okay?
Thanks a lot, guys. Thanks a lot. I'm very glad to be here tonight, and especially I'm really happy to finally start talking some football.
Well, let's talk Patriots first, okay? Let's talk about some of the moves they made with Will Fork. Today they signed Torrey Holt, 1-year deal. Hey, I'm not saying it's the greatest thing in the world, but you know what? It's another legit receiver to go out there and catch some balls from the best quarterback in football, Tom Brady.
Depth never hurts anyone, as they say.
So give us your insight on some of the Patriots moves so far.
Well, as you eloquently said, they did re-sign their restricted free agents and unrestricted free agents. And in my view, I thought those were some of the better free agents in the positions.
Yeah.
Vince Wilfork, you know, all-pro type player. Guy holds the front for you. He can play nose tackle, and also we found out last year he can play some defensive end for you. Yeah. Which if one of those younger guys can step in, maybe like a Ron Brace or a Pryor type, that will allow them to move him to the outside and thus make the D-line that much stronger. Again, Talibante Kane, for some reason, he seems to fit well with Belichick. Right. You know, he did that little hiatus over in San Fran, fell off the map.
For the money. Got
paid.
10
Show
sacks.
me the money.
10 sacks, you know, that's what we need.
Yeah. Yep.
So, you know, I'm pretty happy with it. Yeah, I would have liked to have seen someone like a Carlos Dansby or, you know, the big type of trade, Baldwin or Marshall. Yeah. But, hey, as we say, in Belichick we trust.
Yeah, and also, what did you guys think? You know, a little thing that was under the radar, defensive tackle Damian Lewis, they ended up signing, right? Who I think, people don't know much about him. If you follow the interior line, this guy is a big man, 305 pounds. He's a stud out there. If all he's going to do is put a big body out there like they always do. They always jam the line, let the linebackers do their job, which is perfect.
Depth never hurts. That is a good signing. He not only, like you said, he's a veteran presence, he's also a U guy, so he gets along. We seem to be getting a lot of those guys now, I'm seeing. But what I really think, I find him being hopefully he can be a pass rusher, but I definitely think he's going to fill a void with one of those defensive end spots. I think he's going to add some valuable playing time. I know, I hear the groaning, Darren.
I'm getting sick.
I'm not saying he's going to be a superstar. He's not going to be a superstar. Every
sign of the Patriots do. I think it's a good sign.
Well, you know what?
So now we go from Moss 35. We went from, you know what, pretty good sign. Holt, 30, going to be 38. Because, you know, Patton's 41. We're going up. Who's next? Who's next? Fran Tarkenton?
No,
we're going to sign him?
Patton's an awful signing. Right, I'll start off there.
You know what?
I'm just saying this. I swear to God, next show, I'm going to wear a Gang Green shirt. Because you know what? That's the team getting people. Today, Jason Taylor.
He was only brought in.
How old was Jason Taylor? 51?
So what? He's still productive.
Oh, God. You know what?
Still productive.
Let's keep to the program.
Yeah, well, whatever. Everything's hunky-dory and Patriots.
No, let Randy finish.
You know what he said? In Bill Belichick, we trust. Yeah, we trusted him in 04. It was the last goddamn Super Bowl they won. Do you forget that? Hey. Do you know what? We're in 2010, people.
I'm going to defend my boy Randy over here. You know what? Team of the decade, the New England Patriots.
Yeah,
so
right.
First
Well,
of all,
we're on a new decade.
Get your head out of here. You know
you
what?
Say ass.
You know what? You know what? The team of the decade, Bill Belichick has the most wins besides who? The Colts in the whole decade.
That's the team of the decade.
Oh, yeah. They shouldn't be. What do you mean? Manning? No, they won one Super Bowl, dude. They're nothing. They're nothing.
Teddy Bruschi's not walking through that door, people. That team's done.
God. Anyways, let's get back to the topic, okay? back to the signs. You know what? I liked Lewis. I liked Tully Benta-Kane. I liked the Will Fork one. Lee
We're
Bodden.
forgetting Bodden.
What do you think about Bodden? How is
Bodden,
that?
he's a solid player.
Exactly. That's
He's going
the
to
one
also
we're
bide
looking
some
Lee
time
Bodden.
too.
I like Lee Bodden.
Yeah.
He's going to bide some time for those younger guys to
Yeah.
develop as well. Hopefully, Wilhite will take another step forward this year.
Wheatley.
Maybe evolve from that slot position.
Wheatley
he's
and Butler,
in.
too.
Wheatley,
What about I love the kid Butler.
Butler's going to be a player.
Yeah.
He is.
Just give him some more grooming.
You think Butler's going to be a player?
He
Better
started
than
at the
Wilhite?
end of the season.
Because they had nobody. They signed Sean Springs. He stunk.
Let me. You know what? What are you watching?
I'm just saying. You know why these guys were playing at the end of the year?
Butler's gonna be a
Because
good ball
Springs
player.
was a bust.
Yeah,
Bust.
I give you that about Springs.
All right.
I'll give you a props when you're right about something.
Lee Bodden's a good sign. Don't
Okay.
get me wrong. I want him.
No,
I want Will Fork. All right.
wait,
I can't even complain. But you know what? How come these other teams are getting better in the AFC? Not just the AFC East. Every team in the AFC is getting better. The Bolton one, that should have been done. I don't care.
I
what
agree with
say.
you. Though. They have the 3 second-round draft picks. You know what? The problem is the guys never played a full season in full years. That's why they didn't do it, okay?
Right.
The guy has to, he goes across the middle like a Wes Welker. They play the same role. It wouldn't have worked here.
Right.
Granted, Welker's out, but the whole thing is this, okay? The signs were okay. Torrey Hill's an okay sign. We'll get right to it. But they're looking for a guy like Brandon Tate to come in and play a great role next year. By the way, who was a top 3 receiver last year in the draft, but he blew his knee out, okay? So let's just give the guy a little
Question mark.
God.
Here we go.
You know what? The Patton and the Holt.
What
Anyway,
isn't a question mark?
Right.
It's
you know
football.
What? You know what's not a question mark? The Jets cornerbacks. That's not a question
oh,
mark.
Cromartie.
Cromartie?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, because now he's a number 2. You want Cromartie
That
on
guy
this
is
team would
facing
be a
legal
bona
issues
fide
every
number
single
1.
day.
Who cares? The Jets paid for his kids. Now he's got a straight head.
Good. I'll tell you a way we can counteract
Yeah,
Cromartie.
that's
All
a-
you have to do is something called simple. Run to his side.
Yeah,
the
there
guy
you go.
can't tackle a fart.
Yeah. Well, good.
Good. Anyways, you guys are hysterical.
Just
right?
saying.
Let's keep it rolling, boys, okay? The draft.
Beautiful.
Okay?
Draft.
Going number 1, Sam Bradford, the St. Louis
Yeah.
Rams. Guarantee.
No question marks.
The kid
about
Sue
that.
going number 2. If he doesn't go number 2,
Well, one of the D tackles, McCoy.
That's where it
let me
gets
tell you
tricky.
something right now. If you watch those guys on film, if you
Right.
watch McCoy and Sue, there's not even a comparison. The kid from Nebraska is the best.
Oh, I'm in
defensive
agreement with you.
lineman
I
by
think so
far.
too. You know.
We go through all that. Who do you think's going to fall to the Pats if they don't draft up? If they do draft up, it's for Darren Studley, who's been loving since day one, the kid Berry,
Oh, would
the
love
safety
it.
from Tennessee.
Would love
Okay,
it.
now if that
I hate to
happens,
say I find that one highly unlikely.
Yeah, me too.
Seeing the past few years, they have spent high draft picks. Most recently, obviously, Pat Chung.
Yeah.
yeah.
Now, granted, he might not be an Eric Berry, but, you know, he's comparable.
That's a can't
And
miss,
the
though.
classic saying with the draft is, you don't take safeties high.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, they're not valued as high top 10 type picks.
Who do you hope Randy slides down to us? Number 22.
Des Bryant.
Yeah. Me too.
Hands
There's
down,
no way
Des
Des
Bryant.
Bryant is sliding
Jay,
down.
you know, there's been a lot of talk.
Let me tell you something.
People,
The Broncos are taking Des
right.
Bryant at their pick. Let me just find my notes here. Hang on one
listen
second.
about-
McDaniel
all right.
came out against him already.
Yeah,
It's been
you know why?
publicized.
This is what I
On
don't
top
see it.
of that, 10 teams, too, already have allegedly
Right.
taken him off
But
the
why
draft.
Guys,
would
Randy
Des
Moss still
Bryant-
went to Minnesota. At what number pick that year? 21. We were 19. The Pats said they could have had him back then.
Why did they go to Minnesota? You know why they took him? Because they knew they had a guy in Chris Carter that can control this guy.
Exactly.
Right?
So
Randy
bring Des-
Moss. Oh, boy. Randy Moss can control this
If
guy.
Des Bryant gets to us,
He
we
was a
have to
captain.
take him. We have
What?
to take him. We have to take him if he does come down
Des
to us.
Bryant,
I'm
without a
praying.
doubt.
I'm
Right.
praying he does. But you know what? He's not getting that low. There's no way.
But
for
you know what?
receivers.
I think so. I like the point with Denver, but then I put it together. Denver just got rid of one of the best young receivers because of character issues, and now they're going to bring one in. How do you explain that to your fans?
Well, first of all, the Marshall and Des Bryant are two different guys. First of all, the character issues are totally different. I don't know if you can back me up on this, Randy, but what Des Bryant did, what smoking some
I'm trying to get him
marijuana,
on
right?
your side.
Well,
And all
what
of a
he got
sudden-
suspended for is lying to the NCAA
exactly.
He got
about
suspended for
conversations
being a
with
college
Deion Sanders.
student.
Yes.
I mean, come on.
Okay.
You're partying in college. That's
Okay,
what you do.
exactly, yeah.
And
Now,
the other knock on
Marshall is going. He's getting in